Welcome to the Fifth Trooper Podcast.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Fifth Trooper Podcast. You know him, you love him, Evan. And I also have a couple other people with me today. Got him. Just wait till the comments come for that. I've got I don't know what to like.
I'm gonna have to make so many alternate Google accounts just to how much can I dislike this comment?
Come at me in different directions. So what should your official title be, Nick B? Like, are you like the event High Lord? Like, what do we need to?
I'm just a guy with a lot of terrain who
a concerning amount of terrain, some might say.
I saw those not one but two Prusas in the back there. So
there they are.
He is
they are there.
Does not
one
mess around.
No. Lots of terrain happening like all the time, but somebody's got to do it, right?
Yeah. So
I mean,
if you're not familiar, which you
the hero
if you
we
haven't
deserve.
yet, if you haven't heard yet, I don't know, but Nikki B here has been. How many tables do you have?
a lot.
So
currently finished tables I have 22. I have a lot more like in various stages of not painted, and like because like we just had like a hurricane here basically. I mean, there was a hurricane, and by the time it got to where I live in New Jersey, it was just 4 or 5 days of rain, so I haven't been able to prime anything on my days off. So
I just got back flying through that, so that was not fun.
that was
by the way.
probably not fun.
But he did ACO last year. He's doing PAX this year, which we'll get into shortly. But this man is a workhorse champion, and in the comments, give Nikki B a cool name, and we'll name him that next time.
We're discussing. Yeah, he needs a title.
He needs a title like a high marshal or something. We'll get you one. We'll get you some cool.
I think
Also,
Marshall's been taken. But
maybe
Take it
partner. And also I've got I keep on saying Nick, but I'm just gonna call him Nick B and Nick L, and that way it keeps it Nicky L.
Just keep saying Nick, and we'll have no idea who you're talking to.
We did that last time. We did this.
We did.
Yeah. We did this dance. And with me I got Nick L.
Hey guys, how's it going? Good to be back on.
So so let's see. So I know there's a couple other events happening, like what, SoCal? Is that already happened?
SoCal's in a couple weeks, and then they have the Northern California Golden State game thing. Yes.
And there's also one in Boston the week after PAX.
Correct.
I was just announced that it had to be the week after PAX.
I would love to go, but also like I guess if you can't make PAX, you should go to that, or if you're local to that, you should definitely go to that because it's like Boston area. So I
don't have the official dates. It's just been whispered.
I believe it is pronounced Boston, but
Boston.
Yes.
So do a little. I think I know it was on that one organizing. Like I was gonna say the one I don't like, but it's the one that only exists now, more or less. Best Coast pairing. Best Coast pairing.
Yeah.
Very functional, just never worked at any big event I was at. That said,
I feel like every time I've seen it used, like, and this was back in X-Wing days,
yes,
like it always crashed during big
events.
Dude.
Maybe it's better now, but
fair,
that pre-pandemic.
I think TTO also.
TTO crashed during. We had a little tiny event last weekend over here, like a little team event, sort of 10 people, and it crashed. At the end, we had two teams undefeated, and we were trying to who won, and we didn't know for like 20 minutes because DTO wouldn't work. It was like,
oh god,
yeah.
I was like, sorry guys.
I ran a 10-person event a year ago, I think, and I think at that point, like I started to do like TTO stuff. I'm just like, I could just calculate this if it really comes down to it, like.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
That's a good point for any online organization tool. Plug the information into it, but also write it down. So in case it goes down or whatever, at least you can like just hand scratch it to get, whatever, to get someone going. But that's all beside the point. Today, special guest Nikki B from the Legion 99 podcast. which you should also check out. You guys had on, was your last one where Mike Cirillo came back and talked about Invader?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. All right, I did listen to that one. I listened to so much, so I didn't listen to any content. Now I'm trying to listen to all the content.
It's a lot.
And it all
Yeah.
blurs together.
It's just,
It all-
yep.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So but it was good hearing him back. And but that said, you've got some updates about PAX.
Oh yeah. So if you want to head on over to the 5th Trooper, that's where you need to register now. So we were taking sort of registration on the TTO page, but since TTO is not going to exist soon, we are currently waiting for something to replace that. But if you want to register and play at PAX, you can sign up at the 5th Trooper. There's a little sign up page. You just have to put your first and last name and your email and agree to the rules. It's a 5-round tournament. PAX requires a vaccine, proof of vaccine. They require masks. You have to have a PAX badge to get into the convention. You can buy that at paxunplugged.com, I believe, something like that.
Yep, it's just you just Google
Yeah.
PAX and PAX
Yep.
Unplugged.
Yep.
I think I got 2 days like $78, or the weekends like $78.
Yeah, it's more than it was last year, and more than it was before the pandemic. But it's like you get a lot. It's a really nice convention. It's a lot of fun.
PAX is actually, I've never missed a PAX Unplugged.
helps
It's
that
just
it's
my
newer.
favorite. Yes, yeah,
It's
that's
also
true.
newer. Yeah, I haven't missed one either. But to be fair, it's newer. But also like it's like so close to me. Like I can just like drive 30 minutes, catch a train, and be there in like 45 minutes total.
Oh, that's not bad. Yeah,
That's
because I
not
gotta
bad.
drive out. But I'm a little bummed to see masks required.
A
Just
little bit, yeah.
like nothing. I'm not trying to bring up any sort of sideline content. It's just man, it just like it
If
just
you
sucks.
want, if your
Yeah.
vaccine is, if vaccines are mandatory, I feel like making masks mandatory also is.
Yeah,
get
I
both
get it.
I
sides.
get it.
I
To
get both
sidestep the
sides,
political
yeah.
element
Yeah.
of it,
Yeah.
I get it, but I think we can all agree that masks, helpful and required or otherwise, are uncomfortable, and it just isn't.
At a tournament in a,
Yeah.
like walking
For
around.
Yeah.
a full day is
Yeah.
is
'Cause
uncomfortable.
I just got back from a Killers concert, and I don't know if this is good or bad. They like jammed us in there. It was like a sold out stadium, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, spitting each other. Who cares? Like, and I'm not saying that was good, but I go from that to like moving my Star Wars dollies around, and I've got to have this, which is again, it's fine. I just kind of like after. What was the last one I was at? Oh, Nova. Like at Nova,
They
and then
had a
it
mask
was-
policy, but it was very much like
It was a little hot and loose. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
a little,
like there was at one point when I was judging Friday at Nova, and I was like, nobody's wearing masks, but that's not my job.
yeah, no, it is
Straight
not.
up, like that's not my job. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna tell people to put masks
Oh,
on.
at
Like,
Gen Con, they were on it.
Oh, dude.
they
yeah,
were on it
like
at PAX
hawks.
last year too.
Yeah.
They were like, they were.
Well, last year's a bit of a different story.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But they did for Gen Con this year, they were on it too. And again, like, look, it's safety. So not discouraging that. It's more of a dude, you're just like, it's game 3. You've been sweating all day. All right, just play because it was hot last year in PAX too. I wore that. Well, I wore a Wookiee suit. So
Yeah.
Don't
okay.
advocate wearing a Wookiee suit into PAX.
yeah, don't do that.
It was
don't do that.
fun. Great
it was
picture opportunity.
It was funny because like no one even looked like blinked. I'm like coming
I
in like
know.
a full like I look like a teddy bear, and everyone's like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, God, I hope no one thinks I'm a weirdo. Like that's way beyond that.
What- Are you a Wookiee? No, I'm an intensive care bear. Get ready.
Didn't they gave you a hard time about your 3D printed
Oh,
cosplay
yeah, the
crossbow?
Bowcaster, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's just a plastic toy, please. People are walking in with like swords in my
Please
like
don't take me to jail.
yeah, my crappy, like not crappy. It was the guy who printed it out. It was good.
It was It
was
wasn't
good.
painted or anything.
No,
It was
yeah. I
just
mean,
like,
it was just like, come on,
Yeah.
man. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna do this to me? You're gonna play me like this? So anyway, PAX, one every year, super good time. And this is the perfect kind of event to
Mhm.
play Legion in because you're getting 5 games, which
Yep.
thank God. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
we made the decision.
Yeah,
We're doing 2 days this year, 3 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday, because they closed earlier on Sunday, so we can't do like a full
I think
third day.
that is I think 5 is the perfect number.
That's what I've heard. They did it at
2-3 split, or the 3-2 split rather, is
Ryan
perfect.
did it at Rocky Top, and
I was there and
Cherokee,
I loved it.
and they liked it a lot. They were everybody was a fan.
Well,
Everybody
'cause-
gets to play 5 games. There's no invites. However, if you make top 4, you may get a cool flight voucher for Adepticon. That's the big thing we're trying to push, is that like, hey, there's probably going to be a last chance qualifier. Wink, wink, wink. So
yeah,
you should come to PAX and try and win that flight voucher, and then we're also giving away 2 others randomly for free.
yes, okay,
But you got to play in the tournament. So
yep, that's cool. So you get 5 games, which I'm a big advocate for. I'm actually very vocal about I hate cuts. I hate cuts.
Speaking of cuts, before we get too far into this, do we have a player cap?
not exactly. So I asked like 6 months ago when I first started talking to the minis coordinator, I said, hey, they were real happy with the event last year. They were like, it got a lot of attention, a lot of positive mentions. There really weren't any issues. We didn't have great numbers last year. I think we had like 24, 25 people total. But this year I was like, hey, we're going to try and push this to like 64 people or more.
I think that's reasonable.
He's like, do you think you can get 64 people? I was like, yes, I'm confident we can get, because we're also not competing with an FLG event like we were last year. We were competing the same day as an FLG event. So a lot of the people who went to the FLG event last year are probably coming to PAX this year. So we're not competing. So right now the cap is 64, but we will but he basically said to me a couple weeks ago that like, if we run over, like we'll make room. Because like there's also X-Wing, there's also Armada, there's a lot of other stuff, and if they don't need the table space, they'll just give it to us.
That's awesome.
So,
it's good to come out to these. Even if you're like, hey, I don't play competitive, I'm super casual. This is the perfect event. Like you get 5 games. Like you get 5 games. Like
round cut,
and it's a free event. Like if you're coming to PAX and you play Legion, you should be playing in the Legion tournament. That's kind of like
Also, here's something else to consider.
Yeah.
I think by default it's going to be a less sweaty tournament because there's no invites on the line.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of tournament that I would feel a lot more relaxed playing and not just get like super stressed out.
It's what's also good about it too is like you got PAX. So let's say you play day 1 or you get 2 games in, you're like, man, I'm not having a good time. You can just drop and go to PAX. It's like it's not like
go play some board games, go buy some board games.
Yeah, right. You're not
play
like
some board games.
You're not like I don't know, like ACO or something where you're like, if I drop, I have
what
nothing
am I gonna
to do.
Go get
yeah. Go spend
go
more
to the
money.
go pay $20 to go swim in the pool.
Oh God, yeah, man, what a thing, huh? What a place, what a dystopian place.
We're not gonna talk about that.
No, no, it's just we had a side conversation for the cast, and then like you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, and another thing, I went there and I had to pay for the pool. Anyway, this is some bullshit.
There's no pool at PAX, so
no,
you don't have to worry about paying for the pool
unless we bring one.
But no, PAX is great. I'm very outspoken about it. They have really cool stuff like it's kind of like an alpha test room. I forget the actual name of it, where you can go and test people's games and one of them, Fire Tower, I tested, I played him, and I gave him some feedback. I think it's good. Like I don't really have anything negative to say about this. Like it's fun. I'd buy it. He's at events with his own booth now and he's selling his game. So it's cool to see like
year.
Yeah, it's cool. So good for him, man. So you've got like, and plus it's just like cool, see new cool stuff. It's not Gen Con was fun, but Gen Con was like a lot.
Gen Con, from what I hear, is it's just so big. It's just so packed. It's like,
we were like front to back going through the vendor hall. You didn't have time to like talk anything. It was just, I mean, this year PAX may be bigger too because people are kind of getting out. Like things are opening up again. But I highly recommend it. PAX is a good time. Free event. Badges for like a weekend are like what we said. I think it's like Borders 80.
Yeah.
Or you can get like 2 days for like 30 a piece or something.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend it. If you do want to go, You can just show up for the 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, and that's cool. I do recommend trying to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because Friday you can go to the event hall and just see all the stuff you want to see, and then you can play Legion for 2 days, and then you can leave, and then you have a good weekend. Like like that's yeah, that's my story. And you get to see us.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's a
if
lot
I'll
of
be
like.
a Wookiee
Are,
suit.
are
not wearing the
do you have to at this point though?
Oh
No.
man, you see, I just walk up like
You
sad
said you don't
detective,
want
like-
to, but can you not? Is the real question.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of content creators there, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of people going.
Legion 99. Is Keegan going?
I think all of us are going. Yeah, Keegan's got a flight and a
Oh,
hotel room. I joked with him. I'm like, oh, you're not going to be able to afford your car payment next month, huh? Because I imagine a flight from like California to Philly is rather expensive. But
oh, dude, yeah,
he's coming.
from
I'm excited
here to Boston.
because he got his invite at Nova. So now he's just gonna. Oh, I'm gonna pay for this flight so I can get a free flight to. It's a circle.
It's an
fine.
investment.
Also, it's going to be a lot of fun. Like
Yeah.
we talked a little bit on Legion 99, and we talked a little bit about it. Like I helped with the terrain at Nova. I brought some of it, not all of it, not even close to all of it. But like me and John Brader and like the local community to like, the Northern Virginia area, DC guys, like we put together what we felt was like some of the best terrain for a single event at this point.
Agreed.
Like we were pretty happy with that. And like I mean, I probably will be bringing there'll probably be a little bit of terrain at PAX that's not mine, just because like I can't do it all, especially if we're gonna get like 64 plus people.
Yeah,
so
that's
I don't
32
know what it
tables.
is,
Like that's
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, but we're gonna figure that out.
No. So yeah, again, if you're on the fence about it, like great events
be.
to come. Yeah, no, this
Don't be
is
on fence.
like this isn't like us trying to talk into like, look, like Nova's a commitment. Like there's really not a lot to do at Nova besides play games. There's not like a hall.
Yeah, you spend like an hour in the vendor hall and like
You're done. You've seen the
and then
whole
you
thing.
spend like a half an hour looking at like the pretty painted minis that people entered in the contest because they're like way better at painting minis than you, or
Yep.
probably are. Like I mean, one day I might enter a mini in that contest, but I like man.
Yeah,
like,
so seeing some stuff that wins, you're like, oh damn. Okay.
yeah,
Well,
not quite up to snuff.
well, but yeah, even like Gen Con was cool, but it was also very expensive. Like Gen Con, the whole thing was like
Yeah,
the badge
it
was
was-
expensive. You had to pay to play. It was a cut, and so if you lost, sorry. Oh, and that
Yeah.
was even worse. It's if you played. What was it? Did you play Thursday or Friday, Nick? L.
I played Thursday. I got lucky. I got the 3-day. I
Yeah.
got
Oh,
lucky. Maybe if I was playing in the 4-round, I would have been able to recover from a loss, but I went 2-0, then met Bushman, got TK'd.
rip.
Not salty, never forget. But
Never-
yeah, but
forget.
that was probably still almost better than playing 4 rounds in a day because I hate round 4.
Dude, no, round 4 sucks. And so let's just say theoretically you won. Your cut is Sunday. So you have to
you're just chilling.
hang out for 2 days, or maybe
At least Gen Con, it had stuff to do.
Yeah.
sure. But that's a hell of a thing to have to schedule, because if you schedule yourself expecting you make the cut and you
That's
don't,
a long trip. That's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's a
because
really long
if you're
trip.
expecting to make the cut, you're there through Sunday,
Yep.
and like you don't want to like take like that like afternoon flight on Sunday in case like it's like, oh, then I gotta
Maybe I
change my flight.
win.
If,
Yeah.
if you're in the final, I don't know what that's like, but
yeah, dude, well,
I can't. I would love to go to Gen Con, but like I always have to choose between Nova and Gen Con because they're so close, and like vacation time
yeah.
is quite competitive at my job. So like I usually have to choose, and Nova's so much cheaper because I can drive there in 2. I got there
Yeah.
in 2.5 hours this year. I
That's
was
a hell of a
impressed
drive.
with it.
Yeah, it took me 6, I think, to
Yeah.
get down, 6 or 7.
I hit 0
Um,
traffic.
So, Nick B. Sorry, I gotta
You're
do.
getting, we're getting
detail.
it though. We are the synergy
trying-
is much better this time. Than it
It's
was
true. I'm like
6 months ago.
Nick
Yeah.
L. So Nick B.
Just wait for it, and beat go.
And I want to talk to you about your Nova run. And so because you fell for the same trap I did at Gen Con, we both played like the same list, a very slight variation of it where it was Maul Pikes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and we
played Ball
both
Pikes.
we
Thank
both
God.
had a bad time. I had a bad time at Gen Con. Yeah, I had a real bad time
listen
at Gen
2
Con.
episodes back to Legion 99 and you will hear all about it.
All right, go listen to that. It's so I guess so we both got like we're both reasonably good players. I would say like above,
I didn't
like,
feel that way after Nova, but yeah,
sure.
that's what I'm
I'd say
told.
I'd say like we're all like at least I'll say I try to be very humble with,
I've been walking
Yeah.
around my local stores bragging about how I built the runner-up list. I had a part in that.
Oh, dude, that was so good. Seeing Keegan, I'm like, remember, you asked for this. Must move.
Did he smile the whole time?
Yeah, he did. To his credit, he did.
I mean, he's too nice a guy. I was pretty salty after my run at Nova, and I drove home that night.
Yep. Nope.
I left.
Dude.
I left. I was like, I'm gonna go home. This sucks.
Yeah. No. My game at Gen Con, like my first 2 games, I didn't get beaten. I got destroyed. And then I go to my 3rd game and I sit down with a dude. He was a super nice guy. I talked about this a while ago, but just I want to bring it up again because it was good interaction. So I sat down and I'm like, look, man, we're both L2. Do you care about this game? He's like, absolutely not. And I'm like, thank God. I'm like, how much do I have to care here? Because like I'm checked out. Like I'm here because I paid to play. But like I don't want to play. He's like, yeah. So we played a little bit. We got it going. Then his wife came over and started talking to us. And then like people came by and like, oh, is this Star Wars? So we're like putting our models in different like action positions. We're like putting guys on like taking killed guys and putting them on like shells, like making cool scenes. And it was just like the best game of Legion I've ever had. It just because it was just like didn't matter. Like that she like his wife was like, I don't really like your podcast. I find it kind of boring. And I'm like, you know what? That's okay. Touche. Like touche. I
just add this onto the day. Thanks.
I
Not only did I start 0-2, but you shit on my livelihood. And I worked so hard.
I work so hard to entertain. But I was like, you know what? That's good. So I've always wanted to try to be the top gear of podcasts where like even if you don't care about Legion, you could listen to it and still have a good time. It's hard to do on a podcast, an audio only format. Because if I had video, you could do like gag. I don't know. But it's so I'm like, that's some interesting feedback. But it was actually good feedback because I don't hear that, right? I don't hear from an outsider, outside the game what it is. But it was just like the chillest game, and that's the only reason I still played. Because if I hit like I don't want. How do I phrase this with being nice? If I hit a tough opponent round 3 and I got tabled a 3rd time, I'd be like, I think I'm just gonna sell my stuff. Who wants some cards? Like, I think I'm good. But the trap I think we both fell into, and Nick, I'll get your opinion on this too. Is
I still am not sure it's really a trap. I don't know. I still think that list is solid.
It is. But is it?
I think the boogeyman hurts it pretty hard.
Did we chase the meta, and it kind of burned both of us?
Yeah, that's I think. Yeah, if that's what you're asking, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I take in like I generally have the most fun playing Rebels.
Yeah.
If I take and like there's a lot of fun stuff and a lot of good stuff in that faction right now. If I had taken Rebels, I probably like something fun. I probably would have had more fun. I probably would have only won 1 or 2 games, but that's more than I won at Nova anyway.
Yeah. And
I didn't win no games at Nova.
So that's good. That's good feedback though, right? So it's like,
what
makes
it harder for me even is that like a lot of the events I go to, I don't get to play in them.
Yes.
Like that because you're there.
Yeah.
It's like I'm running ACO, I'm running PAX. Like those are 2 of the events I get to go to this year, and I don't get to play in them. So it's like I went to LVO. I played only in the doubles event because I helped judge, and I was real sad watching people have fun and play on Friday and Saturday, and then I was like, oh, I'll have fun tomorrow. It's fine.
But that's a trap, right? So Nick L, have you fallen for that? Like you chased something that was supposed to be the best, but you played it and just like you really had a bad time?
I don't really. I have chased the meta, but when I did it, and you caught me on this too. When I was practicing with you for Adepticon, is when I really pushed hard for it, and I was running double spider, double magna, all that sweat cheese stuff.
Yeah,
and that was okay. I think if I'd have taken that to one more, I brought it almost that exact same thing to Gen Con and did okay. Bushman played well and kind of rolled me up. It was a pretty good beatdown. So against a good opponent, I did get served. And I think that list is like waning in popularity. So I think if I would have taken it to one more event, which I don't remember what the next one was after that. But I couldn't make it to that one. And I think I would have taken the same list again. And I think then I would have fallen from grace.
the crest
Before, yeah. Like before that, I was doing in Invader leads for most of my competitive stuff. And for both seasons that I was there, I was playing double AAT and consistently middling. So I didn't do exceedingly well, but I didn't do exceedingly bad either.
That's fair.
Double AAT feels like I love double AAT. I used to play it a lot. It's a lot of fun for me. Most people who play it don't.
Yeah,
find
it's
it
a lot of fun
fun
for me. It's
a lot of
for other
people don't find it fun to play either, like, and play against. So it's like it because like, you know, if you're a dodge list, like, oh, I guess you don't get to play now.
Yeah. Well,
But,
even it's so weird. Like I enjoy like the attrition, like the stranglehold, like, all right, I've got this pressure and I can do math and get this out and it's gonna like keep ticking down. But sometimes if like your opponent's list can't deal with it, it's like, oh, the only two things out of cover right now are these two unkillable tanks that go wherever they want. But no, it's I mean, I have gotten many a beatdown before, but I don't think it was because I've changed. I do a lot of like random stuff for my local shop. I play a bunch of random lists and do whatever.
I've been playing a little bit more relaxed stuff since then. And having, I mean,
I enjoy that a lot more. Like just the random stuff. Like my most recent game was like, all right, what characters you guys want to see? And I was like, someone was like Iden, someone was like Callus in our little local group chat. I'm like, all right, Iden, Callus, here we go. And
it seems
some of the other Inferno Squad. It was fun because I would not have played probably even Empire if hadn't just been.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Empire since Nova because like it's the one faction that like I've never really put time into playing. So like I have been having quite a lot of fun, but like Boba Fett's really good. Like really good.
He's
like,
so there's this looming threat in the horizon, folks.
It's here
of Mando armor
in Invader League.
I was gonna say, are you playing if you're playing in Invader League, it's already there.
In Invader League, the future is now.
Din and Boba are everywhere, and spoiler alert, they're very good.
Yeah. Mando armor.
We can actually hit into that for a second too. We're probably not gonna be able to do a full over-under segment on this but for right now, Nick.
Yes.
I can call you just Nick.
Yes, I
have the power.
What is your over-under on Mandalorian characters in single eliminations? Where are you setting the bar?
How many players make it to single eliminations? I feel like I don't really know. There's a lot, like 2 for each group. So like a lot of people. We'll just say
do we know how many groups there are?
Yeah, there's 13 East groups.
13 East.
Yeah.
Damn.
The website's not fun.
Yeah, it's
it hates me.
It's a little rough.
I I know there's more East groups than any other.
But while they're looking at
there's
Okay,
4
you got it.
Australian.
that, okay. So let me get a calculator out.
Yeah. All right.
There we
Break it
go.
out here.
Calculator online.
8
Oh, thank
EU.
you,
So we're
Google.
at 12.
Okay, 12 plus.
All right. You searched Google as like, are you gonna find calculator offline?
I don't know. It just said it was one of the search type of calculator. It was one of the searches.
This one has
all right?
autocorrect.
It does. Okay.
There's 13 East groups.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
Here we
At
go.
13.
Full screen. This isn't full screen. All right.
It's all right. 12 plus 13.
Plus 13.
And then there's like what, 10 or 11
8.
West?
8 West groups.
plus.
Multiply that by 2. That's
Yeah.
right.
So 66.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
66.
I got this all.
It's fine. All right.
Like 41.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
Over under, it's gonna be over 40.
Over 40
Over 40 Mandalorian.
on Mandalorian characters. That includes
Rip Clone
Din.
Wars factions.
both Boba Fett
Yeah. Dude.
and
Gar Saxon counts
Sabine
too, right?
and Gar.
Yeah,
I guess.
Gar
yes.
counts. Use Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It's so to be specific about Mandalorian characters, we'll do a couple caveats here. 1, red
Oh.
dice surge to defense. 2, 5 health. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
Everything
we're
they-
talking about the characters, like the
yeah,
Optimus
there's
and-
that
and
that counts
Clone
Gar,
Wars
that
and-
counts Din, that counts Sabine, that counts
Yeah, I think
Um,
that's it.
Because new Boba Fett is also in Invader League because he's full.
yes.
Yes.
Well,
Although
yeah,
we have-
we
we
have his
have-
command cards.
Yeah,
and
we have to specifically. I think we just named them because by Evan's criteria, Emperor Palpatine is a Mandalorian.
No, he doesn't have jump.
It's
He didn't say jump.
true. All right.
Din
all
doesn't
right,
have
but
jump.
he has jump one.
Man,
Oh, he
you
doesn't.
try
You're
to-
right. He's slow, boy.
Try to.
All right. We're
all right.
talking about both Boba Fett's, Din in Empire and Rebels.
Yes.
Sabine.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and Gar Saxon. That's who
Yes.
we're talking about.
I don't think you're gonna. So to be fair to all this though, they are included. So we'll put them in the over under. But like, I don't know. No one.
Yeah, probably not single
This
one.
is Peter.
That's
Oh,
it. I
that's-
do still. I hate to see the book closed on Gar Saxon. Clones are right out, but
I don't. I mean,
I still want to play. Going back to the shop fun lists, and I haven't seen it. I want to play a Gar double Mando list with like a dodgy gun
I've got
line.
a few locals who've been playing it and doing actually okay. Like-
Don't
See,
roll
I want
blanks
to.
and bring
I'm
a
not.
truck.
Yeah, don't roll blanks.
Yeah.
You load them like if they're loaded up with those shields, like
Yeah.
and Saxon does a lot to support them. Like they're
Yes, he does.
really hard to get through initially. Like you
Yeah.
have to put a lot of work in to like get through all those dodges and like yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's. I mean, a lot of things you have to do to
Yeah.
try to make it work, and it's probably not worth it, all things considered in the long run. But I'm not entirely sure that it's not. I can't say 100% that it's not.
But okay,
But he's
so
probably not going to make it this Invader League.
no, but he still counts. So all right. So out of 66 people, how many Mandos we see in?
All right, Nick's got to set the line.
What was the number of participants?
66.
66.
50. There's going to be this
50.
is how many players playing a Mandalorian character or Mandalorian.
This is how many Mandalorian characters, so they
Oh,
can double up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm currently 3-0. If I make
Oh.
it out, I'm taking Boba and Din again.
Okay,
in Empire.
yeah.
Like full spoilers. Like I'm gonna ride that hand until it gets cold.
Oh,
I'm
man.
just gonna that's it. It's like it's gross. Like if
Yeah,
you're
I
playing
don't-
Empire, I don't know why. If you should be playing Boba Fett if you're playing Empire.
Yes. He's
No
extremely
question.
good now.
No
It's rough because it's like they don't really have a predator except themselves. Like they're like
Yes,
not
correct.
the worst at
Yeah.
killing each other, but even then it's like
And now you can take 2 of them because
They're-
you can
yeah,
take Din
Mandos,
and
they don't-
Boba, and they're like Din gets really expensive, but like when he's on, he's on. Like,
yeah.
it's like it's like he's like capable of doing a whole lot of damage. if the dice don't roll super poorly for you. But again, your Mando saves, so there's 2 blanks on each of those dice, no matter how many sides with paint are on them. There are still 2 sides without paint, so and you will find them. Your din will get shot twice and die. It'll happen once. So
I mean, you're also with factions that have access to heal bots at without having to bring a truck. So that's pretty big too, right? Well, that's what I was saying with Gar Saxon and Mando. It's like you're
weird.
almost.
He doesn't have bounty, so it's like
he feels a little.
He doesn't get a lot out of his arsenal, unless you does he have
He
arsenal?
doesn't.
That's a good question. Let's pull.
It's been.
I played him once.
I don't think he does. I don't think you can do a pistol combo rifle shot.
Yeah. It's like he doesn't have arsenal, so it's like he doesn't have that big Din can take that flamethrower, and it's like there's that if he has it, that one attack that's just gonna eat something and it's done. Pierce 1, 8, 7, 9 dice, whatever it is. It's it's gross.
It's some units in this game feel like they were made with a steady hand. Hey, Gar's got that. His rifle is good. It's not amazing, but it's
I mean, I think with Gar, I think it's his rockets.
It's
pretty
pretty
reasonable. Although I guess the stock of high velocity has gone up a little bit, but
yeah, high velocity is super good. High velocity lethal. It's he could probably just had Pierce.
I like the flamethrower on him just for a little bit of
anti.
a little bit of crowd control. Basically, you have to respect it a little bit.
We're rewinding about 3 months here, but I think you go flamethrower rocket.
I mean, rocket's pretty good. Blast. It's you're guaranteeing probably surges to hit, right? Surges to crit. I think. So you're guaranteeing probably 3.
Yeah,
it's it's usually 3.
It's a strike team buster.
Yeah, I mean that's good though. So it's he's everything here. I look at his stuff, and I remember when I looked at him, I was like, oh yeah, he's fine.
Yeah,
he's
that was my concern. He's okay. I think
that's.
I think he's not bad enough to rule out if he can support the Mando as well.
Yeah, none of his command cards are crazy.
Nope, they do what you think. Okay, I'll mark that guy.
And then we get Din. And
then
just
Gar doesn't have a game breaking Bambalam rifle.
Oh. I don't even have that. I didn't take it. So
did you take the spear?
You went spear?
I went spear.
Spear's pretty good.
Yeah, he's the beat stick. It's worked so far.
It's just
worked so far.
I almost think the rifle's almost a better beat stick though.
It's a pretty, but he doesn't have anything. The immobilize is nice, I guess, if you're pinned with Luke Skywalker. But then again, does Luke Skywalker care if he's oh, I'm stuck in melee with this guy who just hit me with a bunch of black dice and no Pierce? So it's I guess I'll just I still have Pierce even though you're pseudo immune with impervious. I like the Beskar spear for he gets so many dodges that he does trigger duelists a lot if you need it. I haven't really come in the games I've played with him so far. I haven't needed it for that most of the time, but being able to just chop up oh, there's 2 minis left here that Boba Fett left behind. Like, let me just go and like smack these guys and then punch a crit into something
Pierce
else
two,
with my gun.
right? Like literally,
Like, let me just go and
yeah.
yeah. It's like
it's
the man's a maniac.
So okay, power creep's real in every game. Power creep's gonna exist. It's just what it is. But it's just weird that it's normally power creeps like you look at like Han Solo at wave 1, and then you look at we're at what are we wave 10 or something now? I'm kind of lost track of that.
It's hard to say what wave it's like.
I think we're kind of past the wave point.
But we're at this release, and you would say, oh well, of course, you know, Vader and Luke, like Commander Luke, are a little weak because they came out like the game has changed since they've came out. But like Gar Saxon and Gar Saxon and Din are like 2 releases apart, like maybe 1 or 2, like right. So it feels like Gar Saxon was made back when like they were trying to be conservative a little bit, and then you see like the new Boba and Din, you're like, oh, these guys are like just better. Like,
I will say, in the 5, I think I played 6 games with Din so far, 3 in Vader League, and then 3. So 3 in like a competitive like mindset, because like I go in like I'm gonna go hard anyway. That did a lot for me at Nova. And then like another 3 not. Like he is incredibly swingy on offense. Like sometimes he just doesn't crit. And if he doesn't crit, he doesn't hit anything because he doesn't have sharpshooter.
Yep.
And you have to spend one of those aims for pierce. So like if you spend the aims to re-roll to try and crit, then you can't pierce. So it's like where Saxon is like, he's gonna do, like he gets to range 2, he's gonna hit something, he's gonna pierce something. That's usually what I found. But Din is going to like, he's gotta spend an aim to get the pierce. Also, he's got to crit something.
Din's definitely got the kit, but once you start putting it on, he's more expensive than Gar. And Gar does the commander you can stuff run like compel and stuff. But
I ran Gar in 2 tournaments before Nova. Both of them I went 3-0. And he had nothing but like recon intel.
Yep.
Like nothing but recon intel. Because he was literally just there to compel my 6 disruptors if they needed to compel. And then if something gets close and I can pierce, it's like, like he oftentimes ran like behind Maul to like support Maul as he pushed a VAP or went after a box that was out of place or whatever he had to do. But like, I mean, you can just run Gar Saxon at 107 points with recon intel. Like he doesn't need those upgrades. Din absolutely needs to cost like 140 plus points to be effective.
Yeah.
Like he's got to have the jetpack. He's got to have something in the weapon slot.
That's fair.
You don't have to bring the flamethrower, I don't think, but it's like also like I think you should bring the flamethrower because it's really good.
I just feel like
if you're not taking Boba, recon intel is a contender because you gotta correct that speed through scout objective plays.
Yeah, I have some regrets in my Invader League build, and like they will be if I make single elim, I will change things.
It'll be rectified.
Yeah, it will. I put C's on Boba Fett. I'm not really sure why I did that, but it seems good. But I haven't needed it. Like there's just things like I haven't needed.
I think that's I like C's. Granted, I'm a CIS player because I'm a control freak.
Okay.
So I like throw C's on like everybody.
That could take it.
It's because I'm like, no, there's 3 things in the bad. What if I draw the wrong one at the wrong time? Like I guess it's me being spoiled, but I think I like the control.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it.
But yeah, they do cost. There is a cost difference between like Din almost costs as much as Commander Luke Skywalker.
I get that. Yeah. I just feel like even though I'd be always willing to pay it, like it's like yike. It's sad because I feel like Gar is just gonna sit on the shelf. I mean, because like damn, like Maul's so good.
We'll see.
So good.
Yeah,
it's like
that
is
so
good.
Yeah, well, that's a different problem.
Yeah, it's like,
I don't know.
I think that is speaking of going full circle around Commander Luke. I think Commander Luke is still good.
He's fine.
It's just and I can't really think of a realistic situation that you wouldn't just take Operative Luke instead.
If you want to take like, I mean, Operative Luke's so expensive. Like you can't really afford like another expensive like you wouldn't be able to afford like Operative Luke, Din, and Sabine.
I had
like,
the one list I could think of.
Like you couldn't afford that. That'd be silly.
Yeah, like a Luke, Sabine, R2 list or something. Or I had one that I liked that I called Brobots. That was Luke, Cassian, R2, and K2. Yeah, and it was fun. And I mean, Commander Luke is still really good. It's just if you have the operative slot,
that faction that's good.
Yeah,
it's like
there are cheaper heroes in the commander slot that do a lot of good stuff, and then you're like, oh, what do I have for operatives? Oh yeah, the best one in the game. I guess I'll take him. Like I guess it's like it's not the worst part. Not the worst part. That's the wrong way to look at it. Like the most interesting part is it's like nobody really cares that Luke Skywalker operative is like so like overtuned.
Oh, you mean the ultimate good guy is good?
Yeah, it's like this is my like solution to a lot of things. It's like, yeah, no, he's Jedi Knight Luke. No one's upset he's good. Like even bordering on maybe too good. It's like because it's the movie. You know, it's like he's
everything,
supposed to be
almost everything he does though is pretty straightforward. It's just he does
Yes.
a lot of them good.
He's
Yeah.
got
Like,
a lot of keywords.
I mean, I am a Jedi.
Disengage is
that
pretty
really
clutch.
Disengage is really good. I am a Jedi is like
Oh,
low key, like his best card.
Oh,
in
yeah.
the right circumstances.
oh
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, like being able to just tell somebody like, oh, you don't get to do your thing now.
Oh my god.
Like
Have you
imagine
seen the
like
Palp Bomb
imagine like the
denial?
palp bomb that you
Yeah.
change of plans like
Oh.
turn 4, and then Chewie brings it back to you after you change of plans, and then you play it again turn 5, and then they don't play it, and then you play I Am a Jedi turn 6. And you just say, oh, you just don't get to play the game.
Oh my god. Yeah.
I mean, like that's
ooh.
not even like you better get your palp bomb off like you better get it off quick,
Yeah.
because otherwise you're not gonna get it.
I haven't been bamboozled quite that bad, but I believe
I'm gonna
it
set up a
was-
bounty at PAX for that.
Oh, that's good.
it was at Rocky Top, where a guy playing Commander Luke, oddly enough, still took I Am a Jedi and hit both of my badness that were about ready to crash to his lines with it. Just nope, you guys just take a break.
Yeah.
That's real good. It's no, I like it with Lando. I'm still on the Lando op Luke list is really good and people should play it.
Yeah,
Man, everybody just hates on Lando because like
Yeah,
I know.
he's just not really like I'd rather have Han or Cassian.
yes.
I think
so,
Lando just needs like a few points shaved, and then you'll see him in the
I've
Luke
been
list.
playing locally like since Nova. I've been playing a lot of like either like Empire Boba or like Rebel Hero stuff.
Yeah.
So like I was playing Han, Chewie, Sabine, Lando, Clan Ren, and it's like light on activates like 9 or 10 because you can't really fit anything else after that. But
yeah.
Lando's just like fun because of contingencies, and like Sharpshooter 2 at range 3 with Pierce is really good.
Yeah.
Like it's just like he is good. He's just like he doesn't have like that wow that like Cassian and Han.
There
can
is a
generate.
bit of
Yeah,
wow
yeah.
in the op Luke list, and I
Oh, I'm
pull up those command cards and pull up his 2 picks.
Yes. No,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
oh yeah. There's
I think
Ace
Nick,
is so good.
Yeah.
We're
I
talking about
think
Ace
you and I were
specifically.
talking about this, Nick. 'Cause originally
You did it.
Vader Lat was gonna be Lando Luke for Adepticon.
Yes.
And because of the double attack.
Yeah, just
It was so
to
good.
throw a standby on op Luke is
Mm-hmm.
incredible.
It is. Yeah, it's really so. What if I get to attack? Let's see, twice. Like I get I get to summon Skywalker you, then I'm gonna ace up a sleeve you.
But the
Like
standby one is even more flexible because you have disengage and you don't have to attack the same thing twice.
yeah, you sure don't. You're just like, yeah, no, I'm over here now.
So good.
Like try to
Yeah. This
it's-
needs to happen. Someone needs to do well with this somewhere, because
it's right.
we've been saying it for a while and it needs to happen.
Well, the problem is like, all right, so let's give him vigilance.
And he can still do like, yeah, he's just a vigilant spot.
He
with
has
with
trouble
good
fitting
gun
the
and contingency.
real problem with this list is that it has trouble fitting enough DLTs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it only gets to
Honestly.
like 3 or whatever.
It only gets
Yeah.
it only gets like 3, and like you have it's that's the problem, honestly.
I think
is
I
that,
did
like,
it
you
with like a
can't bring
super
all the
bare
DLTs.
bones Luke. Like I think it was like force push, burst of speed, and that was it.
That's all he needs,
And
arguably.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like I kind of like the problem is
he doesn't
that-
even need burst of speed. Like he's
No.
not
Not
really.
Too and has jump.
it's just like a 3-point
yeah, it's
thing.
really
At that
good.
point, it's like,
it's like I guess maybe mind trick to set up a serve your master.
one of them, something else in there is really good. Yes.
yeah.
So you do this,
Yeah.
and you do serve your master because you take contingencies with
Yep.
idiots array and
You
ace
have
of
to take
sleeve.
Hold
Luke
on. No, you don't.
stars
You don't
and-
take Idiot's Array. You take Sabcoms, just to dumpster somebody's Tat Strike.
Yeah.
If they stumble
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, that's a okay. Which is too bad because like idiots
Idiots
array
Array-
is so wordy. I just
Yeah.
wish it said you get gunslinger and you get a name and a dodge for each card
Yeah.
in your discard pile.
Yeah.
I mean,
There you
it's
go.
You've
it's
gotta
a it's a
have the right
Lando buff
cards.
card though. And I think in this list, I don't
Yeah.
want Lando.
It's
I want
not a
Luke to do
Lando list.
things.
It's still a Luke list. It's just got
Yeah.
Lando. It's like this is the Battlefront 2 list.
Yeah.
We need
And
Shriv.
then,
You need the
it's
Shriv
just,
bus.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Just
yeah. I think
complaining
that's
about
how
the
I-
cape the whole time. I mean,
Oh, that's so
the
good.
art on Idiots Array. A lot of
Oh,
people don't
yeah.
even see that Shriv is behind the cape, right?
Yeah.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
Pull it
that's
up. We need
great.
to.
It's
Like Shriv is hiding behind the cape.
Yeah.
If you haven't played Battlefront 2 campaign, like you're missing out on some really good
Yes.
like Lando. Some really good like
Yeah, like,
Lando.
He's got like
peak
2
Lando.
levels of Lando in there. It's
Yeah, I feel like
Sleeves
he's in a
and,
lot of that campaign, like as like just like a guy. As
Yeah.
like just Lando just cheesing it up. Like, hey, they couldn't get Han wasn't here, so I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm obviously the guy who stuck around the rebellion for a while.
Not wrong. So like, yeah, the issue is, so what, you take a generic to go watch your back line, give him, I don't know, vigilance, and then take do this, do the
Oh, take pikes instead. They're better.
oh, you know what? You right.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's like I don't know what you're taking. Like,
they're more expensive. I don't know if you'll fit them. Maybe though. Maybe you'll fit them.
are they more expensive than DLT captains? I thought DLT.
Yes,
captains,
they are.
They're a little bit, but the fact
right,
that they
yeah.
don't
The capos.
turns out when I generate my own dodge, I don't think I care.
Well, you still need 3 rebel core there.
Oh, you're right. I'm getting greedy.
And you can
You
only
know what?
take it's probably not good.
Yes.
Take 2 button
Easy
pushers.
there,
It's not
Mr.
good.
Shadow Collective.
Take a couple button pushers. 1 button pusher. Maybe a medic wouldn't hurt. These guys.
You know what you have to do, Evan.
Oh,
Get
the
those.
Shriv bus.
No, I'm just
I was
kidding.
gonna say, just get those snipers in there.
Get the strike.
Oh yeah,
Your
you know,
favorite.
Yeah,
dude.
This is Legion.
God, it hurts.
But I think
me.
you still have like 25 points here.
I had 25 points
You
in
have
that
an awkward amount
10x,
of points.
and that's with like a medic droid that you maybe don't need. Like I like them. All right, 793. I'd probably play that.
That's so many medical droids.
Yeah, but
You're gonna just piss somebody off when they kill a single pike
Just
bottle.
keep peeling.
yeah.
Yeah, just
just
keep
gonna
peeling
drive
pikes
them crazy.
over and over again.
Like, oh, I finally got a pike bottle, and then it's like, oh no, beep boop,
No,
beep,
you
boop.
don't. No, you did. Sorry. Or
Here's
'cause
your
they'll-
adrenaline. Come back.
they'll probably never be close enough to Luke. Well, maybe sometimes Luke has to grab something then run, and then they just run into medic droids, and it's like, oh well, sorry, Luke technically has 4 more hit points, so he's got 11. Like, like that's fine. Like that's, I mean, it's very no frills, but it's just like I've got a DLT gun line, I've got some button pushers. You could probably drop both these medic droids and maybe. So I low-key really
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
What?
Here it becomes.
I know, right?
Here it comes. It's happening. Oh no. Prepared supplies. And,
No.
Take the
ooh.
shotgun. Be a real man.
No, baby, Ion. Where it's I low-key. All right, I'll make this prediction now because I'm gonna run these a little bit to see if it's like time. Because vehicles are around now. Most lists I play have vehicles again, not play and also play against have some sort of vehicle, and those IG bots are going to be also all over the place. If you're not running, yeah,
Oh yeah. There's those guys too. We were talking about
Yeah.
just Din.
yeah. So if you're not running into Din Boba, which like just dice are the only way to kill him. You just have to throw so much at him, and because you can't even rely on suppression. Like how many times has you might be able to make him lose an
Courage
action?
3.
Yeah, it's like you have to hit 6 on him, and then it feels real bad when they even roll 1 off. You're like, well, okay. Like
If you keep in mind that they're going to roll a third of their suppression off, to get them to panic, you need to put 9 suppression on them. Good
it
luck.
feels real bad. So unless you're built to do that, you're not. So you just have to try to kill him. So just large quantities of dice and just hope the odds are in your favor that your opponent rolls blanks, and you have to go like, hey man, that sucks. And deep down you're like, yes, good blanks. But I feel like I'm gonna start hedging Ion into my lists, because either it's gonna be the robots, which I don't really know how to deal with, because they don't even care about suppression, right? There's like, I have 2 courage, so it takes 4 to make them run, but they're gonna get a lot of their actions, and then I have feeling AATs and steel tanks and air speeders and buses and like Empire, nothing. They you don't really bring vehicles as Empire.
Which feels weird.
Yeah, because they're supposed to kind of be like the thing, right? Like,
Yeah. Well, you're gonna bring armor. You're gonna bring heavy soon. I bet you're gonna bring them dark troopers.
oh, it'd be a real shame if they got ions. Yeah, I have 2. Oh, well, that's actually not the worst for them because they get 2 actions.
Yeah,
So
two
like I ion them
activations.
once
Yeah.
and they're like, okay, well, see you in a minute. Like
I'll see you soon.
I'll see you soon, pal. Yeah, because ATST is just like it's like wet toilet
Just
paper.
so sad. You have to bring,
yeah.
you have to bring a couple repair
Dude.
droids. I think if you're taking an ATST nowadays, like yeah.
And that's crazy. Like it's
I mean, they're so cheap in that faction. It feels like what are they 9 points? I think.
Oh yeah. Like I agree. It's just
Wow,
like,
ATSTs got cut a lot when I was looking.
Yeah, I mean, when they came out, it was like 200 points, and it was like,
Yeah.
the second game of Legion I played ever. The guy brought my buddy played Empire, I played Rebels, and like he brought his ATST, and like it never did any damage because it didn't surge yet, and it didn't
Yeah.
it's like it never did any damage to anything.
Oh,
And
2
it was
over
like-
cover. Here you go.
Yeah, and he never brought it again. I never saw him play it again. And like me and him would play pretty regularly for like a couple years until like the pandemic. It's like I never saw him bring that ATST again.
it's even like you have to really load it out. So you have to do
You have to really want to play an ATST, and it's such a cool model.
Yeah.
And
That's the
thing.
problem.
It's
Yeah.
Star Wars. It's
Yeah.
like it's like Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, ATST. That's what you
So
want to see on the table. They've
You
tried.
can throw an AAT down on the table, and
It-
it
And
looks
it
cool because
works.
it's so huge and it works.
It's just
It-
like you're
it's-
185
Someone
points
pulls
deep
up and
into
says, "Oh,
this.
is that the big tank thing from the first one?" Yeah.
Yes.
See that pile of models he's got over on the side there? Yeah, I just killed them all.
It's killed them all. This is like even with the light blaster. So you're throwing 3 rainbows, which is an absurd amount of dice, but it just never feels like it like does anything. I don't know. Maybe with all
And
the
if they
impact.
have a lot of impact, it dies.
Yeah,
because
it shrivels.
Those white
it's
dice
the white
saves.
save is, yes.
And then Gaff Tank got a discount, and even then I'm like, okay,
Gav's-
so
The Gav tank can't play because of terrain rules.
Yeah, the
Yes.
Gav needs some
It
sort
Can't
of like
play. Yeah.
all-terrain
say-
vehicle rule.
Pintle, I guess give it the surge, which just sucks because there's no like first surge and
Tactical's not bad either.
yeah,
It's
at
like-
least it's interesting. Like, but surge to hits real good.
Consistent. It's
I
really
used
consistent.
to
Yeah, you always have
Light the tactical die whenever I had aggressive tactics on my commander.
Yeah, 'cause
I'm
you at least
usually
get
giving
a-
it an order, and the first surge is included.
But I think Governor Price at 5, if you're gonna put something in the back, isn't terrible.
that ability is just such trash.
It's bad. Yeah, it's
just
like
trash tier.
so. I guess
Yeah.
that, and then linked because that's, I guess,
the clone version and the rebel version just laugh at Price. They're just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah,
like,
right.
you have to give them suppression. It's like I
Yep.
don't have to do that, and it's like, oh,
Better be
wait,
putting
you
that
guys
on
have to,
Vader.
you guys can give them suppression. I just remove it. I
Yeah.
give you a token.
It's
That's
and
clone
then
Commander Fox.
yeah, it's Shriv's even like I'll give you suppression, but you're in a
Shriv's like,
faction who wants
You can
suppression.
have suppression if you want it. Like, here you go,
Yeah.
R2. Have
Luke
fun. Here
doesn't
you
like-
go.
Yeah, it's like you don't have to, but like Luke, like sometimes he wants that. Sometimes he doesn't
Yeah.
care. Like
Yeah, it's
Not
not so
blue
like
courage 4. Sure, I'll take light cover.
you know that
No.
round that like Cassian can give you danger sense. Well, that's pretty good. That round.
Well, that
Oh yeah,
seems
shoot at me
okay.
with that extra red die, and I have a dodge. Oh,
It's
Good luck.
even like the poor lat like Rudor High Energy Shells HQ is
Yeah.
like the best lat build.
I
It does
think
some
so.
damage, but like God
Is that
forbid.
what you used to build it with in your Vader list?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I still run it as just like
I was joking.
And
around.
we did it
There's-
in the not Vader list too, in like the quad speeder list.
There's like a skirmish tournament around here in a couple weeks, and I was like joking around. I might go, and I'm like, I'm just gonna bring Vader in a lat and just like
Yep.
be like, here you go. I'm just gonna put Vader in your deployment zone round 1, and everything else is gonna sit back here.
Yeah, that
And
they
it's gonna
lose.
be Vader versus your army at
Yeah.
500 points. We'll see how this
And,
goes.
yeah.
Dude. Oh, skirmish. Oh,
I
it
was
hurts.
thinking about it. I was thinking about it.
We did we did an AMA.
Where is it? Where is
Uh,
it? Where is it? Someone mentioned skirmish. Where is it?
Oh yeah, where's your medal? Your giant like
Does he have a medal?
yeah, he got a medal
Skirmish
for
medal?
for bringing
The,
double
It's just the worst. Why did they give me this?
for Kalani double Magna Guard to
It was no that
skirmish
one. That
event.
one was Kraken.
Oh, for being like a criminal, like a
Yeah.
war
Yes, for being an
crime,
absolute
crimes?
criminal.
For being
A
a
Decepticon.
Is
criminal.
it a crime for me to bring Vader lat in a skirmish tournament?
Probably,
it's literally
but you know
just
what?
Vader and a lat, and then like
Do
3
it.
stormtroopers and an officer.
Do
It's
it.
like,
Go-
but I've
go-
never actually like played this lat before, and I want to.
It's
Go
good.
Steal that prize support.
So here's a
I
couple
don't even
things you're
care
gonna
about
do.
that. I just want to inject Vader into like their line turn 1.
You're gonna
Be like,
play Master of Evil from the lat, so it gets this entire board.
Yep.
And before Vader gets out, you're gonna play Fear and Deadman because the lat will see everybody. And every time Vader sees something, he gets a dodge. So he just comes out with like 6 dodges or 5 dodges. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
and it doesn't have to like move as far in skirmish.
No,
Yeah,
you
no,
just need to
it's-
move,
Well,
like,
I
once.
was like, do I put TIE Pilot on it? Because like
Oh,
then
yeah.
I can definitely like put it wherever
You'll
I
get
want
there.
turn 1. Oh yeah. Like
It's,
it's like TIE Pilot, just like here you go. Good
Yeah.
luck, guys.
Good luck,
Yeah,
have
and
fun,
skirmish,
guys.
the constant orders isn't a bit of a deal either. Just
Yeah,
throw it on there.
Who
Hell,
cares?
really
Yeah,
meme on
the
them. Throw
list was
bunker busters on there
literally
or something. Just start
An
scattering them out
officer,
with the
3
lat.
stormtroopers, the lat with the lat and Vader. The lat had
Yep.
the TIE Pilot and like energy shells.
Yep.
And Vader had like whatever
Well,
Vader has.
Actually, I forgot about that. If you put bunker busters on it, you might be able to like scatter them forward and just do like some crazy Vader
Yeah,
engages.
it's probably even better in skirmish.
Yeah,
Aren't bunker busters like 20 points, like 14
Like
points or
12.
something?
They're
Yeah,
12.
12
They're the
points.
worst
The high
ones and the
energy
most
shell-
expensive.
The high energy shell just makes the AAT ignore dodges with 7 dice, but it's only 8 points.
Yep.
But,
Yeah.
like there's no problem here.
No, nothing. Like
I don't
I-
understand. Yeah, I'll never understand like when they released those cards, like even back then, like why the high energy shells was the cheapest, considering it like super buffs to AAT.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. There's
And
even
it's not that
like
they didn't think about it. It's on the card.
when they showed
Yeah.
the AAT's card, I think at Gen Con, because that was when like FFG did the in-flight report and they would like have like the card on the slide. They didn't have the shells on the slide, but they had like the main gun. It's like, oh, 4 dice high velocity seems pretty, like that keyword seems spicy, but like it's only 4
Yeah.
dice. So like
Yeah.
2 after cover, it's like, that's not really that scary. But then they reveal high energy shells for 8 points. It's like, oh yeah.
oh, never
Oh,
mind.
okay.
5
It's
after
really,
cover.
really good.
Oh,
Oh, that can wipe a squad.
Yeah, okay.
But
Hope
But
you
yeah,
didn't want
like-
to spend that dodge.
so you bring that lat and that's it. Like all the heavies in this faction are just kind of butt right now.
We need to see what Dark Troopers get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like they get like a cricket stick, a cricket bat, and a rocket launcher or something. I think was
Yeah.
revealed.
There's like
No,
a
it was
there's
like a Gatling
minigun,
gun.
a rocket
Yeah.
launcher, and like a melee
Yeah.
guy.
a whooping stick.
Whooping stick.
So
He's got
like yeah,
Jin's Tomfa.
okay, pretty much. It's
You know
so
what?
I'm like,
I-
man,
Suppressive melee.
that's good.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys
the
right
ability
now
to
are-
whack off a standby is just.
Oh yeah, these guys are dog shit at range
Yeah.
right now.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
give them like a heavy with a couple more dice, and like they're gonna be. But like
I-
crushing punch, red white, that's like scary.
Yeah, that's actually
Oh, nice.
a lot. So I think they've talked about the frag launcher, 2 red, 1 black, range 1 to 2, exhaust, cycle blast. I think I'm looking through my old
I don't remember
Discord.
this.
yeah, I'm looking through my Discord when they talked about it. And then there was assault cannon 4 black, range 3 crit 1, I think. But even then, I guess going twice seems good. They showed the models and they didn't show the card. They talked about it in the chat or they vocally said it. I remember that because that's a couple casts ago I was complaining that I wish I just had articles for stuff revealed instead of just like I have to watch a stream.
Yeah,
and,
we
hear
get
a
them
guy
like
mention it.
we get them a couple weeks before stuff releases, and then
Yeah.
it's like,
So it's like that seems okay. Going twice seems good. They showed Gideon's card where they get to like drop in, like you pick one up and put it down.
Yeah.
I think
seems really good.
yeah. I
does,
don't
yeah.
think they said there's like a bunch of
Tell them I
that's
can drop
higher
10
up.
wounds of red save armor with 4 red crit, or 8 black crit 1 in somebody's face. Sure.
10 wounds. This thing has a personnel slot. There's gonna be a generic, I bet.
Oh yeah.
So I guess you could just take like 12 wounds. It's probably gonna cost like, I mean, like the way they cost heavies and personnel.
I mean,
Like
it's going to be over 200
I'm gonna
points.
guess that like, yeah, unless the melee one, like maybe one of them is really cheap, like how like the pike whip is really cheap.
Yeah.
But it's
I mean,
like,
it doesn't
I mean,
matter. I mean, there got to be 25 points at least for the
yeah, I
cheapest
would
of the
think.
cheap. So that's
Yeah, I would think it's
50
gonna be
plus the heavy.
Yeah, it's gonna be and it has a you can, I guess there's like a, what is this slot? The programming.
Programming. Yeah.
I guess it's optional because it's not like, it doesn't say program on there. But
It's because they didn't show Gideon's card. I don't think they like his unit card, but they talked about he was coming, and they showed us where you pick up, but you can't do it round one. There's some weird stipulations of like I'm sorry, they have to have already gone once the turn, and so you can pick them up and do that, but then it takes their second go. It was something like that. I only know the gun thing because I had somebody else was asking about them in my Discord, and they like dug up the mini extravaganza chat about it. But like that, that's it's just like man, they sound really good and I'm here for it, but it's just sad that like Empire armor was supposed to be like a thing, right? And now it's like, I don't know. Even double ATST is like,
Imperials probably should be the faction that brings the most armor.
It felt like they were built for that, and like especially in the early days, like Veers kind of help vehicles.
Yeah.
And like you give them aims. Vehicles don't want dodges, they want aims most of the time. So it's like it felt like, and they haven't really nailed like any of these heavies yet.
Yeah, because like Saber Tank.
Maybe we'll get the little not ATST that they have in Rebels that like the kids steal in the academy.
The AT something.
Yeah.
What I want is actually an ATPT. If you guys remember those from the old games.
Little one.
Yeah.
The little patrol transport.
Little baby one.
Yeah. Yeah, a little short.
It's like a step up from the ATRT.
They should make it a squad of 2 though. They should make it a squad of 2. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be good. Saber's like fine, right? Like it's fine. Even the weapons platforms like okay. Like I had a list. What was it? It was gonna be it's like 6 phase 1 Z6s, 2 weapons platforms, and a dream. Like 2 generic commanders or something. I'm just like every shot.
Fire support away.
Yeah. I mean, like every other faction's got armor that like
I remember crushing that dream. Good times.
Rebels I think Rebels have like the best armor, period.
Yeah.
Like, all of their vehicles are like playable and good.
The bus, they all have a use.
Playable and good. Like Shadow Collective also has like all their armor is playable and good. But
100% actually.
100%
one of one is 100%.
That's correct.
But yeah, like airspeeder for 130 points. Like you don't need anything else on it. You just push that thing forward and be like, all right,
so cheap.
Like here we go. Search
so
crit.
Cheap. And if you're taking one, isn't Wedge like 5 points? You just take Wedge.
Yeah. Oh, you always take Wedge out of like principle because he is the best pilot in the galaxy. So he lets you pivot for free once.
Tow cable for free. That's it. You're done.
Yeah. Like a little smattering of and that's like that will give Wedge just for principle. Tow cable.
Yeah, remember when the tow cable was 8 points? Do you guys remember that?
Oh god.
And these were 175. Without surge to hit,
and like if you put the buzzer, it was like 125, and Wedge was 5, and it was like a 200-point model.
Yep. It was bad.
I was there those days, man. I played that thing.
20 points, and
200-point airspeeder.
Oh my god.
Yep, I did it.
20
shot
points
to death by DLTs
for the gun. Yeah, when you're playing it against the faction whose
the last
only
time I
core
played
unit
it before
option all has impact.
The last time I played it before it got buffed was against like a buddy of mine who hadn't he had a bunch of stuff and he hadn't played the game. I think Jin had just come out because I ran like Jin, and I was teaching him how to play, and like my airspeeder died turn 1 because I pulled it too quickly and I went a little too far with it, and he just walked DLTs up and just shot it out of the sky. Like, 2 hits, 1's a crit, 2 hits, 1's a crit. And it's like, and one of them was like it just rolled 2 crits or something like that, and it just died. It was like, well, this was fun.
I've had a General Grievous panic off the board from a harpoon shot. He had 3 on him. I shot him the harpoon, got a hit. It had like cover or something, but he adds that suppression. Then General Grievous goes, all right, peace him out when it's just turn to go.
General Grievous just like he just has suppression problems like all the time.
Yeah.
I played one of my opponents played him in Invader League, and like I panicked him out of the snail because he brought him in a snail. And I panicked him out of the snail because like my mortars just shot him. Like I shot him 5 times, like twice with mortars and once with the T-21, like when he was in the snail. And then he was forced to move the snail early so that like in the hopes that like if Grievous did panic, like he doesn't just panic off the board.
Yeah.
To block him in.
So it's like
corral him in the right direction.
Yeah. So he double moved the tank up so that Grievous wouldn't panic off the board. Like he would just panic back.
What a terrible decision to have to make. Like, the game's probably shot.
We were talking about it. What if Grievous had Indomitable?
Yeah.
Does that like fix all his problems?
I
mean,
I think it's pretty thematic for Grievous to have courage. I just think he needs to be like a monster otherwise. Like give him like permanent disengage and like reliable 2 and just like
Yeah, because when he
Let
gets
him-
there,
let him-
he just
let
doesn't
him
care.
go.
When he gets there, he doesn't like. Sometimes Grievous hits my lines. I'm like, okay, like he's
because like
he doesn't have force push. You're just like, all right, well, my one captain moves in. All right, you kill him. Okay, then my other one captain moves in. Like, yeah, there you go. Maybe you don't kill him. He's the force push problem. I had this sneaking question of like, does Din exist to see how far we need to push a melee model, like how good it has to be before
he doesn't have force push, and you're right. Yeah,
before push becomes like not a big deal. Because Grievous he's got 4 lightsabers, like, and he wants to give you the big max smack attack and give you the double hit, and then like you roll it and you're like 4, and I'm like, well, I'll spend my 2 pike dodges.
Yeah, Din rolls a bunch
Danger
of reds
sense
with
and lose
surge to
1.
crit, so he doesn't have that problem.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I guess
It's
then
usually
I'm
not
just
a
gonna
problem. Yeah.
whip your android butt cheeks with all these pike whips, and now you just live here now. Like you've lost. Like it's just sad. But yeah, if you have airspeeders, play them now. They're for 265 points. I don't see. Let's
Although
even go this a little.
Let's
There's so much you can fit in the list after.
if you want to feel bad
Oh,
about
yeah.
Grievous,
and you have 2 airspeeders.
I sure do.
compare Grievous to a squad of his Magna Guard.
Oh, dude,
Oh
it's
yeah,
stupid. It's like actually dumb. It makes me
Evan,
upset.
where did the Magna Guards hurt you? Tell me where they
Oh
touched you.
man.
Oh my god.
Ask Lupo,
Ev-
ask Grammar.
Evan.
Ooh.
I was playing a bunch of Magna Guards against Evan on the Adepticon warm up, and he was not a fan.
No,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I've definitely
You
rage
just
spent a
bring
few
2
games with Grammar.
snipers now.
Yeah, it's
You just bring
it's,
2
it's-
snipers and like I don't know, like
I got
maybe-
ran
oh,
over.
yeah.
I got ran over by him when I was playing 501st. My buddy came up. He was just running like Magna Guard, and they got to my line, and I died. Like I was
Yeah.
running and
Yep.
shooting. I'm like, because I can't 501st. There's no way to deal with them. Like we're like, oh, maybe the Ark's melee is okay. I'm like, sure isn't.
Get a good Anakin fire support in. Try to dunk 1.
Because arcs
Try to-
are 1 wound and Magnas are 2, so it's like they have twice as much influence.
Dude,
It's like
yeah.
it's not-
Yeah, it's actually, man, makes me sad because it's like, what do you do? It was run, but I don't know. It just
Ranged Pierce is the answer.
it is
Better
and-
have a lot
Oh
of
yeah.
it,
Yep.
and the problem is with clones
or
though,
eye on them.
they have he takes, which is the smart move, SA tenacity. So I'm like, 1 over cover with my clone sniper rifle. It's a crit, and he goes, okay, dodge. And I go,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
ah,
Arcs are the
they don't have
sad
high
went from
velocity.
like arcs went
Ooh.
from like god tier snipers to like the worst snipers in the game
ah.
because of like
Whoa,
SA.
no.
Yeah.
Remember, the droid ones still exist.
Droid
I think the
ones-
arc one is the worst right now.
Yes,
Uh,
I would agree.
With
Um,
losing critical,
Arcs-
it's
Arts at least can be like a cheap activation. And if
70
you're
points.
going into the situation, well,
what
it's 69 with Echo.
Mr. Moneybags here spending 70 points on strike teams.
Echo still
Echo's
has the
worth
good
taking.
rifle.
Echo strike team is worth taking. But like
Yeah.
after that, I think that like
50 points.
Yeah,
for an
it's
arc,
50
for a
points
BX
for a
shark
BX.
team. That's great.
and
Yeah.
everything
then-
else in
and
droid. Yeah. The problem
Clones
is,
are like
that
60.
the problem is that like that's the Magna Guard slot, Evan.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, I know. That's
the Magna Guard slot. That's
know,
the
it's
scores for the
crazy.
Magna Guards.
Arcs can still be like, if they're up against the dodge spam and stuff, they can't really do anything. They can still like be an aim factory to the rest of your army.
Yeah.
yeah.
The droids are like, I'm here.
you can just take goggles and do that too, though. Like for 8 points. Take
Yeah, because then it's like a
But then they're not
60 point
shooting at
phase
all because
one.
they're droid snipers, so they're on AI. So they
No.
AI dodge and then throw
okay,
an
well,
aim.
no,
What?
there's two different issues. So one, like, all right, for Republic, let's see. Where are you? Okay, Arc Trooper. All right, so 58 points.
So
You've
8
got
more
dodge.
points gets
got
you
dodge spam.
tactical and no AI.
Yeah, but why
Uh,
is AI a problem when we exist with super tactical droids?
Brew.
I mean, if I'm so Now,
they're close
if
enough.
you have 50 points and you want another activation and you're not taking 3 Magnus, because like most people aren't taking 3 Magnus, even though it's good and you should.
It feels
like you can take
came
that
from.
50-point strike team. Sometimes it gets an order, but if it doesn't, like it's just an activation filler. But if you wanted to take multiple strike teams, you should probably just take Kraken or the super tactical droid with override and just tell them to aim shoot.
I think generic super tech is the way. But
I think so too.
I think the problem is they're not always around at the super tech.
I mean,
but
even
with
having
Kraken,
to take
they can be because Kraken's override 1 to 2.
Yeah, but Kraken you lose the best part.
Which is the direct.
Yes.
It depends on the rest of the build though, because you can just bring an HQ uplink for your B1s. It really depends on what else needs an order. Like you don't take Kraken with spider droids. I think that's like that's been pretty well documented. Like if you're taking spider droids, you're taking Kalani or Super Tac. If you're taking anything else, you probably take Kraken most of the time. Because you don't like everything. Like I think the override is better if there's a lot of things that want face ups, they can't have them. Like Kalani can pretty much, like with a comms relay, can pretty much manage 2 ion spiders, like without blinking an eye.
I ran it a lot.
I know.
Preferred the generic because there's times on the 1 and 2 pips where there's sometimes where you actually just can't get an order on both spiders. And there's other times where you can, but you kind of want that to go to the Magnas instead.
Yeah, I value that strategize. And like, it depends. Like the list that I was running with Kalani, I didn't need another order. Like, it's like I had the comms relay and the direct for the ion spiders. And then I had an HQ uplink for the B1s, and the Magnas are, you have cards that can ignore their AI. You can give them orders. Sometimes you just save those cards for when you need it. You play standing orders the first round or orbital strike, and then you play standing orders round 2, and then you have orders to give Magna Guards. This is the way I kind of like looked at it.
Yeah,
but that's
my biggest
depends
thing about these two boys is scale's real good.
Scale is good.
Scale's real good. Scout 3 is real good.
Just go wherever you want.
So even at the worst of times, they have to take a dodge shoot. Let's say if you don't want to move, and you're going to get one of recover. You're not piercing,
probably.
But okay, more than likely. These guys, like I've played a lot of these. Sometimes, man, you just don't.
Once they lost critical,
dude. Yeah. I really think
hurt them. Like that was what.
They could just give it back.
But I mean, an aimed shot arc shot is still better than an unaimed BX shot.
An aimed shot arc shot means
but
no pierce
an aimed
too.
Shot with a BX normally means you get to pierce if you're getting through dodge and cover, and you normally are. 2 reds that surge. I mean, like.
Well, you're not getting through dodges.
But... Well, no, neither of them are. That's
they lost critical.
And nobody is.
And nobody's getting through dodges even with critical, or because situational awareness exists.
I honestly think a lot of I don't know how to fix these 2 strike teams without just a keyword that's give them high velocity, give them because immune deflect. Who cares?
Just make arc strikes cheaper. Just bring them back to original cost and be done with it. Bring all of these clones back to close to their original cost. Make the heavies on the core.
It's not as bad now. There's no not a very limited standby share.
They've gotten hit a lot, and they just got they got hit on points, and they got hit on nerfs last time.
Yeah,
and it was too far. They just need to go back to make their core heavies cheaper, and make arc strikes back to cost, and make full arcs cheaper. Let's try and get people to play those guys. Because
I'd be down with getting the specialists down a bit.
Oh
yeah, actually playable.
Yeah. It's
even if that medic was 15 points, it's only 1 charge.
Yeah.
I do sympathize a little bit with their problem because you have to price it for a phase 2, and then when you look at it as a phase 1, just oh.
But also if clone medic with Yoda is really good. Or Anakin.
I don't. Yeah, it's weird because it's.
Man, I got to panic and Anakin Skywalker off the board, couple weeks ago. That was a lot of fun.
Oh man,
The
the dream.
Panakin Skywalker.
The panic,
Anakin
the panic and
Skywalker.
Anakin. It's like I don't hate that they're treat one capacity one, because they can shoot.
I think
an
that's
extra
cool. I
hit
think
point.
that's unique.
But
Yeah.
what I don't like is it's like we haven't seen the full. Like I imagine there's probably a spreadsheet somewhere where it's got like everything we want to release for Gar, and we've got our to-do units we got to make. We've got ones banked. They're coming out, right? Like that's how every game developer does everything. Like they've got a roadmap. It's not like they sit in a room and after like robots release, like, what's the next thing we're gonna make for next month? Like, no, that's not how this works. So I'd like to see. I'll have more of a judgment on them when like there's got to be more Jedi coming because everyone wants to play like Mace Windu. People want to play Kit Fisto. Like I want to play.
They want to play like the Plo Koon. Like
Yeah,
they want
man.
to play like the most random Jedi ever. I want Yaddle. When are we getting Yaddle? Like,
When are we going to the Coyote Monday expansion with his
where's,
card? Bring up the
yeah.
flamethrowers.
Where's my
Yes.
Plos bros, man? Like I'm here for Plo Koon. But it's just like when more Jedi come out, you'll be very sad when they have like Heal 2. But also like
when are we getting Force Heal?
yeah, oh yeah, dude.
I'm
Oof.
okay with it.
Nope.
If it's expendable, sure.
If it's a one-time expendable shot,
Yeah.
Yeah, put it
I
on
can
Luke
see that.
Skywalker in that third slot
Oh.
we were talking about that you leave
Oh.
empty sometimes.
Go-
Oh no, my operative Luke is 9 health now.
Go with that. Go with the. Here, you can do this.
other unit.
Go with the episode 9 approach. Sure, it's like transference
We
or whatever.
always had this. We always could do this. We just never did it in the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's like I remember.
Qui-Gon is like pissed off that Obi-Wan never learned.
Yeah, it's like
Force
what
Heal.
the hell?
Yeah, oh,
I'm
God.
dying here. Heal me, bro. Oh, I haven't gotten that far in my studies yet. Sorry. Doctor.
But I've got force speed. But we
Yeah, you
used
got
it
that
once.
down. That's it down.
Man, yeah, geez. I want more Jedi out. It's just like COVID hurt everything. So like the release schedules of everything got just destroyed. So like the freaking expansion for Outer Rim is like 4 years late. Like we got it. It's out now. But that suit from Asmodee, when he was at some event, he was like, Mandalorian's coming to Legion, Mandalorian's coming to X-Wing, Mandalorian's coming to Outer Rim. Like everyone kind of remembers that guy.
was pre-COVID.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was
Mhm.
he was on
It's like 3 years ago.
It was Gamma. It was the Gamma right before
Yes,
COVID. Like
that's
right
it.
before COVID was already a thing, but like it was like right before everything shut down. I remember
Yeah.
because like the store manager at my LGS like sent me like pictures from like because he was there. And I was like, oh, that's sweet. Like it says Mandalorian, and it's like coming next year.
Yep.
It was
And
like coming in
then
2021.
you rip like that. Everything got thrown way out because we still don't even have Mandalorian for Outer Rim. Like
Yeah.
that expansion exists somewhere, probably.
Yeah, because the expansion we just got, because I haven't even opened it yet. Rip
It's
on
good.
it, but yeah, I love Outer Rim. So
It actually
it's-
makes the game better. Like, but yeah, no. To your finish your thought. Sorry.
no, you're good. Yeah, I mean, like, don't they wish that like the expansion that had released this year for it had Mandalorian in it and like IG-11 and like
It's gonna wait for that season
Yeah.
3 cash in.
But yeah,
Yeah, but like it's just a bummer because a lot of the plans got thrown out, but it really hurts. Like we all like new things, and
Mhm.
it hurts when you see other games get new things at a reasonable, I'll say reasonable pace. At a pace like these get stuff like 40K got the dwarves for better or for worse, I guess. The squats, everyone's real upset. They had that emergency FAQ or something on them because they like people were to like if you brought squats to a tournament, like you can't play. They're just too good. Like I was reading some
Yeah.
accounts about that. Like, yo, what?
Yeah, GW has not been doing too hot.
GW does something silly. What?
But at least they got stuff.
Yeah.
And like all the was it like once a month, GW puts out a like an article with like new models, new sculpts, and like, man, do I not want to go back to Underworlds because games chase, but those models look really sick and they release a new one every month. It's just like I kind of like miss that with Legion because we're like, man,
Yeah.
we're getting Din and robots this month, but it's been
And
months
then-
before we got anything else. And if
Yeah, we got Shadow Collective in June, and then we got Swoop Bikes like a couple months ago, and it's like, yeah, it's I guess don't count the battle forces because like we have
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's like
yeah, right. It's
For
just
me
like
and you, it's like I don't
repackaged
even
product.
talk about it. But
Yeah.
it's like yeah, and it's like who knows how long, because I guess like Dark Troopers are probably and Boba Fett and Moff
yeah.
Gideon. And it's so
Yep.
weird because like they've spoiled all of Boba Fett's command cards, and like he's probably not even coming out this year.
No,
Yeah.
I
And,
They're,
think
like,
still, they're holding on to
Q1.
those weapons, those juicy weapons.
Yeah. And Cody, like they spoiled Cody like a year before he probably comes out.
Dude, that was
And they showed they haven't showed a card, but they showed Ahsoka, the model,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, they showed
Yeah.
Ahsoka and
Yeah,
Ventress
it's
models.
Yeah.
And it's just like they're teasing these things way far out, but like with no like horizon.
Timetable.
Yeah, and even the horizon's cues, but like look, man, I don't want to come listen to Scoundrels if you really want someone to come down on them about a lot of this stuff. Like that's not what I'm here to do. But also in reality,
All
like
right,
even FFG, like they've never kept a timetable. Like deadlines are just
No, yeah.
I think we need to bring
You
up
added
Infinity
like 6 weeks
at some
to the
point, and then
release
we've
date.
hit literally every
That was
topic.
yeah, I mean it's just like but it's just kind of a bummer. And so like when we pine over the stuff and we look at it, because we care about it a lot and we want to play it a lot, and I see like Cody up on the screen, and I'm like, how do I get this tank on the table? I want to play my saber tank. And I saw
Yeah.
Cody. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'll just wait till he comes out, I guess. Whatever. Just buy tank. You know,
I
it's
mean,
just like
to be fair, Cody, like if you wanted to just proxy him now, Cody looks like
oh yeah.
definitely worth those points without.
Oh
command
geez,
cards.
I'll take him.
Seems
I'll take
decent.
his
Spicy.
keyword soup. Just
Yeah,
even
yeah.
just
Like
even
one of
without
my
any those
locals
upgrade
in our
cards.
last tournament was like, "Oh, can I proxy
Is he
Cody?"
in
I'm
there?
like, "I don't even know when he's gonna be out." Like, no, you can't proxy Cody.
Yeah, not even close. But
I was
like,
no, let's
I was
go
trying to do like a poor man's Cody, where I was like, okay, so we do clone clone commander, because clone Captain Rex. I just was on like my friend's podcast arguing for why he's good, and I was like, he's got Rex in his name.
Did you convince yourself?
Yeah,
Or convince yourself?
but you do clone captain, you do a phase
Hey.
1 with clone the comms technician and a where is it? The bouncy one, comm relay, and you give the tank link targeting array, and where else you want on it? Probably the beam's just not great. So you take the
You either take, I think you take like one of the shells, or you take TLT.
yep.
Yeah.
So you take TLT.
TLT, watch all the Gen 1 X-Wing players Twitch.
Yeah. And then you take veteran clone pilot, because sure. And then like this is I have to spend minus tanks 200 points. I have to spend like almost Cody's, like I'm spending 200 points just to get an order on the tank every turn, like guaranteed, without having to do a bunch of like shenanigans. It's like, or I could just wait till Cody comes out and it's cheaper and better. Like I don't have to do all
Don't
this.
you want to get that clone comm technician model on the table?
I
Now's your
do,
chance.
and that's why I did this actually.
I don't think I have one. I think they just converted him to like a normal dude.
I actually built this so I
Not
could get him on the
unreasonable.
table.
He's just a clone with a backpack.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's it, right?
I think I gave him a
It's a cool
Z6, so he's got like the backpack and a Z6.
Nice.
And what's crazy is 12 points. He's only 2 points more than a normal phase 1, so you're not even like.
I mean, I liked how they did that though, like because they did that like that from like the beginning too, didn't they? Weren't they just like
Yeah,
the Rebel ones
they were
and
actually
Imperial
cheaper.
ones?
He's cheaper than the
okay.
phase 2 by 1 point.
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
more
'Cause you have to
expensive
bait
than a
the-
phase
the-
one.
the upgrade on
him.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about doing this. And I'm like, man, for like 129 points, Cody does this for 105, and I get Cody with all of his
Oof.
like
With that range 4 gun.
with that range 4 gun. I'm like, and it just sucks because like I don't even want to put the reps in. And like I might play this for fun, maybe. But even then, it's just like in my head, I'm just like, I should just wait for Cody. Like, and that's the problem with these like releases where you're just like, here's the thing, which is at San Diego Comic-Con, not even at Gen Con, like a week.
It
Anyway,
was so weird.
I was just like, yeah, we got stuff too. And so like that just stinks, like seeing some of the stuff like way ahead of time, like because man, I want those Dark Troopers like now.
I don't know.
Right? Like,
I'm in for it. Show us as early as you
I'm an
can.
Empire player now, and I can take Boba Fett and Dark Troopers, right?
yeah. It's well,
happening.
it's I really like the GW. I mean, I say this all the time, GW method of like a month out, here's the article about it, 2 weeks out, pre-orders comes out the next week, and then you just
There's
boom, boom,
no
boom, boom,
spoil.
boom.
Like it's like it's spoiled and like it's like oh, and then it's out.
Yeah.
It makes sets expectations. And I don't have this like
It's I'm sure it's better for like hype and a sales
It's like-
standpoint. It doesn't let the hype die.
Yeah, back in the day,
Yeah.
FFG used to release like the articles for like X-Wing and everything, like usually like 6 weeks ahead of like the actual release, like the actual full spoilers were out. And that was always really annoying. Like I always hated that because it's like now I gotta wait 6 weeks till this thing comes out. And it's like maybe,
and that's
or it's
if
a
it comes
K-Wing and it
out.
gets delayed 2 months later. Do you remember the K-Wing wave that got delayed? Like it got delayed, like it was spoiled and then it got delayed like 4 weeks later. And
Yeah.
it's like, and it got delayed like a month. It was just like we were waiting forever.
Or those poor Brazilians whose phase 2 shipment got sent down to the crabs. Like it just fell off the boat.
Yeah, I heard about
and
that.
Like
that's where the
Phase
arcs
twos
are,
arcs.
man. All
Yeah,
those arc
arcs
troopers
that were
fell
just
in the
scuba
ocean.
diving
Yeah.
bottom of the ocean.
I was joking around. I'm like, hey, let's just go scuba diving.
Dude,
we'll get all the arcs.
Imagine being a Somali pirate. You're driving up. You're like, hey, we're taking this, everybody, no one dies as long as we take a couple crates. So they take these crates, they drive off. They're like, hey, we did it. We didn't kill anybody. We got it. This is a good raid. They crack it open and it's just toys. And toys, you have no idea. You can't read it. It's not a language you read, right? You're just like, what is this? And you open them up and they're just like bits of sprue plastic. And you're like, I thought they only put valuable things in these crates. Like, what is what is this? They don't know they have like 100 $100,000 worth of like actual models in there.
Arc troopers were selling for like $100 a box for a while.
And they're just like throwing them out. There's probably an abandoned beach somewhere just full of like
it's probably the beach that Tom Hanks was on. It's the same beach.
Like I can't even like you're hoping for like a car or like a high-end electronics you can sell, right? Like this whole point, right? To get a score, but you're like you just like potentially risk your men's lives for like a little green goblin on the front of a cover. You're like, what is this? What is this green goblin? I don't understand. But but I think that's good.
Yeah.
I think
this is out of all of the episodes where we have rambled, this has got to be the most rambling.
I had fun rambling.
What was our path?
I appreciate it.
We were on PAX for a while,
and then we just started talking about.
And then we just went
Invader League, right? And like
everywhere.
We started building lists for like every faction.
We built lists of like 3 units for every faction.
It's okay, so let me
we have decided that Palpatine is not a Mandalorian.
Right.
He is not a Mandalorian.
Right now, we're just in like real talk, we're all just in like standby plane mode, waiting to land until like a real release of Din and robots.
I mean, it seems like it's happening in like 2.5 weeks.
So that's good.
Because like they're talking like I know like SoCal Open is the day that it releases. And I know they're like planning one of their local stores is actually going to have them like for people to pick up so they have the cards and they can like assemble the model to play at the tournament.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is great. But
so like I don't want to I will say it's a slow Legion news week because we're all just kind of like
almost every week is slow, right? It's like it's like
dude,
it is what it is. I mean, I don't know when that changes.
LJ, thank you for articles at least, so we have something we can like.
Yeah.
Thank you, because it's just that's what it is. Like I hate
Dark Troopers win.
Yeah, like it's just good. I want more. That's the problem. Is it's good, and I will
probably be a lot. I'm okay because like I'm just getting ready for PAX and everything. But once PAX is over, I'll probably be like, all right, let's go. Get your acts together.
Yeah,
time to release the things. Give me the models.
Give me the toys.
Let's go. Like it's time. I'm a content creator too. Like I want all the things. You should give me all the things. Give me all the things.
Give me all the things.
All of it
I
now.
want the things I want.
It's mostly just like a so like we haven't the Clone Wars factions are still missing stuff. Like just to keep them like with enough
they're
stuff.
not getting it doesn't look like they're getting help real soon.
No, and that's kind of like a problem.
Nothing,
is like, man, if you only play clones, like you're just like if you have the willpower, God bless you, to say like I just want to buy one faction and I just play rebels and that's it. I don't buy anything else. Like Awesome.
I'm the world's biggest 501st fan.
Yeah, dude. Like I commit you. But yeah, it's just if you were just a straight clone player right now and you're just like watched that the 501st was like that's your new bit of content, and you're like, and you probably were really I was really jazzed.
Yeah, I think everyone was. All right, so out of all of those battle forces, you have group of Empire dudes with a dumb name. You've got the dudes in the background from Empire Strikes Back on the Rebel side. You've got more droids. Like the only one with any real hype is the 501st. That's the one people were really excited for, and it's just like
this box is cool, man. This is a cool box. This is a cool box. It's really heavy too. There's a lot of stuff in there.
There is a lot of stuff in there. It's a whole lot of extras.
I am incredibly sad because I was really looking forward to Blizzard Force because I don't have most of those units. And like now I'm never going to get it.
Yeah.
And so this was my consolation prize. I was at my LGS the other day. I'm like,
oh, God, just give me this, I guess.
Just buy this box.
You don't like your Blizzard Force of speeder bites and stormtroopers?
It's now I have another Chewie model. What are you guys gonna do about it?
Oh no, he's too powerful now.
He has two.
He's got two, but it's like right. So that content came out, and then like if you were just a clone player, like I was jazzed for the 501st. Like everyone was jazzed until they like got the clarification on that one card. They had to be fully within range 1, and then my hype just like evaporated. Because I played it a few times.
My hype evaporated.
They should have given Anakin. You have to take Anakin some new command cards.
It should be like okay. So I had a couple of ways to like. I know we sort of quit, but just this is something I want to like wax about just a little bit. Sorry, Nick. I see you down there.
Now.
Yeah,
the time starts now.
Sorry, Nick. So when you take 501st, you should just get a divulge of Leaders of the 501st. You just get it for free. Like, hey, you did it. Congratulations. This card's okay anyway. Cool. Rockets should be free, like the jetpacks for the arcs, because the point is to play the arcs. Like, you want to play arcs. That's the whole thing. And they're already expensive. And then to say, hey, you get to play this thing with very limited build options, but you want to build them, you got to pay more expensive.
And you have to take an ATRT for some reason.
No, is the support mandatory?
It is.
Yes.
1. So you take
a support.
You have to take a support, and you can only take up to 2.
Up to 2, yeah.
Oh my god! So you can't take 3 barks.
No,
you cannot.
So you can't pad. So I did 2 barks. I mean 2 ATRTs with flamethrower, comms relay, comms jammer. Because that's like fine. It's good. Then I did 2 ARC troopers, 1 with the Echo, and then 1 with 5s. Because I'm playing 501st. I want to play the named guys. Then I did. You have to take 1, and so the other weird like situations, like
you have to be able to play hostage exchange. Basically, is what this battle says.
Yes,
you must legally be able to play hostage exchange.
So I took Rex because hostage exchange. If I'm gonna have to do it, I'm gonna do it with Rex. I think I gave these guys mortars, the phase 2s. I did 2 of them, and then they scout up with Rex and just kind of fire. And then I took
couple strike teams.
Yeah, I think something like this. This is like upgrades aside. This is something what I took.
Yeah.
And 9X. Okay. My first move of the turn, I had my ARC troopers clamber up at the top to take a shot, and they both died. And I'm like, okay. And I just kind of like looked sad, and I picked them up and put them down. My buddy's like, they didn't die. And I'm like, I get it and I appreciate it, but like, this is it. I'm like,
this is my life.
Yeah, like
this is my life now.
Why don't I get rocket packs for free if I'm doing all these stipulations? Like just that it. Oh no, they get like 43 points.
My thought, and if you're playing locally against some poor first player, you should let him do this. I think you should let him just start with as many Anakin cards as he wants.
Oh yeah,
in play.
Just there you go.
Like take them out of your hand. Like you have to bring them as part of your hand. You just take them, slap them on the table, and said, "These are going now."
That's so tough though, because like you're playing with 3 command cards. I get why that's good, and and it's like if Anakin could divulge like one of those cards, it would be incredibly helpful, especially in this 501st.
Yeah, especially in the 501st, because you have
Yeah.
another permanent card to play too.
Yeah, but man, it's like going out there with like less command cards, and you're not like, it's like CIS, like you don't care, like Shadow
Yeah.
Collective, you don't care. Like
these guys.
even in Rebels, like oftentimes you don't care about your command, like
Yeah.
you know, you play standing order sometimes, but like not being able to order things, especially when you have like 5s and stuff, and it's like it's tough.
Yeah, I think the best 501st list that I could come up with actually did not use Rex or Anakin.
Yeah,
You could make like a 10-act double commander phase 2 gun line. That's
the fact that you have to take an ATRT is so dumb.
I
Yeah,
think
I
at
think
that
that's a-
point you're just like, why am I playing 501st? It's the one cool thing about this list is you can have your entire team not start in your deployment zone because they all have scout. So the 2 phase 2s get scout from Captain Rex, and everyone else just scouts out. That's the only neat thing. But no, Grammar, you're right. That's what you have to do to like make it feel like you can play ball.
and it felt weird. But
yeah, the first list my buddy threw at me was like a snail tank and B2s in it. It was very like milk toast. Like it was fine. Got tabled. I just got like wiped. And then the second one was Dooku, 2 of those robots.
Magna's
I
your
hate
favorites.
Magnas, and I got tabled. And by tabled, I mean like I conceded after like a walk. So I'm like, I have nothing left to even stop you. You got it. And I'm like, man, I don't know. Like I think this might be above me. So I agree with Evan Paul, and like we're just gonna wait till a hopeful points of judgment or something comes out. I don't know, but yeah, man. If you're playing 501st right now and you're doing well, let us know. I would love to know what you're doing. And we'll give you a shout out. Maybe Jay can make you a little acrylic crown or something. I don't know. A little like you're doing it. You're living the dream that I so desperately want to, but I can't.
Because Burger King crown just says 501st on it in Sharpie.
I want to no. I think they have to win like at least a tournament with at least 10 people.
Okay, all right.
They have to win
3 rounds, 3-0.
3-round tournament. They have to win
3-0. It has to be on like TTO or something, or I can actually look at this.
What?
You can make shit up on TTO though.
Oh, that's true.
You can just make it up. I need proof. We need you to like video, blog, and everything.
You know what?
Like,
we need you to come to PAX and
come
go
to PAX
5-0
and play 501st.
If you need to go 5-0 with 501st, then I'll
501st.
I'll convince Jay to make you a little acrylic crown, and you can be the leader of the 501st. It's just like it kills me because I bought two ATRTs, 2 things of strikes to make this list, and then I played it and I'm like, oh, this is dog butt cheeks. This is just like, I don't know, like I don't feel like I have a punch, and I don't feel like I could stop you if you have melee, so I guess I just lose on both ends.
Guess I just lose. Guess I just die.
Yes, I just die. But all right, I'll call it now. Sorry.
All right.
We'll call this the
extended Rambling edition.
go to PAX / listen to us
Talk about
Chagrin.
everything.
Yeah, and just go for like
Literally everything.
Did you ever notice the art on the frag grenades had Death Troopers on it, and it came out before Death Troopers, and we were like, oh,
Must be getting Death Troopers.
must be getting Death Troopers. Where's my old man Kenobi? But
Still, it's the 5-year long play. There's just
I'm waiting. But everyone, this is Evan signing off. Stay rad. Have a great night. I'll catch you later.
night, guys.
Join us next week for another edition of the Fifth Trooper podcast.
This has been a Fifth Trooper production.